And welcome to another video. This is about Denver Airport International. Well, this airport was finished in 1994, so it's 25 years old. Yeah, why in this time I'm making a film about Denver Airport International? Well, there are so many signs in this airport, in this terminals. There are 3 terminals, and in every terminal there's a sign that brings me to the conclusion this scenario with this coronavirus was somehow planned a long time ago. Well, there is a coronavirus, but it's not so dangerous. This virus is not so dangerous as they told us. Why are so many people dying? Well, they're dying about Morgellons. The targeted persons got a special frequency which makes the Morgellons grow. So and then they multiply very fast and then they die because of these Morgellons. It can also be that the death rates are not so high as they tell us. Maybe there are not so many people dying. It's all a great show now, and nobody knows the truth. How many people really dies, but you can kill people with these Morgellons. They have already for years or decades in their body, and if you are targeted, then you can die. Well, it only needs few months, or can also only need few weeks. I don't know. I had these problems, but I push these Morgellons out. I tell in other films how to do it. Well, this is more about the signs you find in this Denver airport. Well, I start with a clip of a guy named Ricky, just to give an overview what is this all about.
I'm at the Denver International Airport, where there's tons of conspiracy theories surrounding this place. Let's just get down to the bottom of this. Supposedly, it went over $2 billion while building this airport. Is that true?
No, I don't know that.
Okay.
I know it was way over $2 billion.
So it went over budget.
It went way over budget.
The following are facts. Construction of the airport fell 16 months behind schedule and went $2 billion over budget with a final cost of $4.8 billion. Here are some of the theories. In the Denver airport, there is supposedly an underground facility meant to act as an emergency bunker for the global elite, made up of billionaires, world leaders, politicians, and celebrities. Another theory suggests that there is a vast underground network of New World Order command bunkers. And another theory suggests that there is a FEMA concentration camp for future use.
There's a lot of conspiracy theories about the airport here when they were first building it, especially in the bottom part, the lower part of it, the airport here, where the baggage comes in.
Yeah.
An airport construction worker claimed that the scheduled delay had been because 5 multi-storied buildings had been built beneath the airport. The same construction worker, along with others, reportedly said that there was a complex network of tunnels beneath the airport. It was later determined that these underground tunnels may actually now be home to the airport's rail system. When you enter the Denver airport, there's a horse statue officially titled Mustang, but nicknamed Lucifer, and is thought to be cursed. One conspiracy about the horse statue is that it represents the 4th horseman of the apocalypse, which represents death, spoken about in the biblical book of Revelations.
Its eyes glow red, a weird fiery red in the middle of the night.
The horse statue actually fell on its sculptor, killing him by severing one of his arteries.
We made it to the Denver International Airport dedication stone. If you look closely, you can see that they have the Freemason logo, clear and proud.
The Freemasons are a secret fraternal society that's allegedly the largest in the world. This secret society has existed at least since the 18th century, but possibly as far back as the Middle Ages. The Freemasons have had many powerful members throughout history, which has made people suspicious about the organization's intentions.
The date that the airport was dedicated was March 19th, 1994, and that number equals 33, which is the highest level that you can get to in Freemasonry.
This mural is titled In Peace and Harmony with Nature and is supposed to address the destruction of the environment. This mural is titled Children of the World Dream of Peace and is supposed to represent the wish to get rid of violence in society.
Just seeing the couple murals that are here in Denver, there's 4 in this airport, the 2 that are on that side and the 2 that are behind me. They're pretty much showing kind of like, different ways of how the Illuminati affects life in every way.
The Denver Office of Cultural Affairs has publicly outlined the process of choosing artwork for the airport. A project selection panel made up of community members and artists is appointed to choose the artwork, but it must be approved by several government committees and the mayor before being commissioned.
3 dead women that look like they're all from 3 different nationalities. We have a letter from a child who died in Auschwitz in the Denver airport. So I don't understand the connection between me trying to catch my flight and having to run into this.
If you look closely at this image of the dedication stone in the Denver airport, you will see it says New World Airport Commission. The New World Order is thought to be a small group of powerful people secretly working together throughout history towards an all-powerful global government. Even if the murals aren't referencing the New World Order, many people in government had to approve them before they went up.
Well, the first thing, what you see when you see an air picture from this airport, you see 4 runways. They are looking like a swastika. Well, it can be coincidence or not, I don't know, but it is a special airport that they have 4 directions, so however the wind goes on that special day, when the elites go here to shelter, there are underground tunnels, 5 levels, what we heard in this film. Well, it is quite a big underground base under this airport. Well, and if you see this picture here, you see it's not far from this airport a lake, so there's enough fresh water for many people in this underground bases. Well, the underground bases are fact. Many construction builders told about it that there are underground tunnels, 5 levels. Well, so I think this is not for the passengers, or however, this is a place to go when a special time comes in America. Well, Colorado is in the middle of America. There are scenarios that the coastlines may floated by tsunami bombs, so if they decide for this attack, for this scenario, this place would be saved. It's in the middle, well, another picture is this solar energy fields a lot. Solar panels making energy. This can't be only for this airport in a normal mode for the passengers or for the airplanes, whatever. Well, so it is quite sure that this airport is a special place refugium when a special time comes, and it's not for normal passengers only, it is built for the elites. Well, this airport has 3 terminals, and they are connected with a subway, underground train. Well, in the first terminal A you find this foundation stone, like Ricky said in his film. In the middle there's a Freemason logo, but well, this is just a brand of the Jesuit order. There are other brands like Illuminati and whatever. Well, this Freemason lodge is existing, but it's totally under control of Rome, of the Jesuit order, and so it is. This airport was built by the Jesuit order, you can say so, and well, this date here is 19th of March 1994, so that was a date of when the construction of the airport was beginning, and it was completed on the it was opened at 28 February 1995. So I would say that was very quick. That was less than a year construction time. I must say that was very quick. In Germany we have an airport near Berlin Schöneberg. It took years until it was finished, but this was quite well. Somehow it was a military operation that was very quick for such a big airport. Okay, on this Freemason construction stone, you find in the middle an interesting date. I read the time capsule beneath the stone contains message and memorabilia to the people of Colorado in 2094. I don't know. Well, that is just 100 years later than I don't know what this is. What is in their mind that they put this date here on the stone? Are they threaten us that there will be a catastrophe or a third world war? Well, like I said in other videos, we are right in a third world war, but the people don't realize it. The airplanes throwing these Morgellons over us all the time. There are people dying from it, and this corona crisis now is just a cover for this Morgellon war. The people die from this Morgellon disease. We have already since 20 or 30 years, and well, I go on to other signs. It is quite interesting. Here you see on the ceiling this dinosaurus. You know, the dinosaurus is a species that died out, but there are some species that survived. For example, the birds or the crocodiles, reptilians. Well, interesting is here this human hands here. So first there were the dinosaurs and then this humans here. So we are in a line of outdying species. This is a message for us. In the middle there's a funny word. It makes no sense. It's just to mocking us, to occupy our mind, to make our mind busy. What could it mean? But it's just well, I try. You see this las, it is the Spanish plural. For example, I don't know, Las Vegas. or something in plural. Um, for example, las chicas, the chickens. It looks like chickens, but it is not. It is Italian. Chi means who, and che or che means what. So, and this S is a little bit apart. It is not in the line of the other letters, and so you can maybe translate the who and what's. So you see, it's nonsense. Well, but this hands here are quite interesting after the dinosaurs putting these hands here on the ceiling. Well, I think the message is clear. Well, this is quite similar to the message of Matrix. Matrix was a film, a Hollywood film. The first Matrix came out maybe 15 years ago. Well, in this first Matrix film, there's a scene. There's an agent from this Matrix. The Matrix is an artificial intelligence that rules the world now, and it's quite clever. And so the artificial intelligence has beaten us. Now we are slaves, and there's a group of people that oppose this Matrix. Here, the right man is Morpheus, and he's captured. He's in prison. He is in a inquisition now. He get an injection. He gets tortured. Well, and this Agent Smith, he looks quite similar, like an CIA agent from the 50s, the time when JF Kennedy was assassinated. Well, and he talks to Morpheus, and he says something like this. Well, I load up a film, but they deleted it. Well, and I try to put this message here in this film. Well, he says to Morpheus, this is now the top of your civilization, but you will die out like the dinosaurs. This is evolution, Morpheus. You had your time, but now it's our time. I load up this film on BitchHoot. Maybe you find it there. I don't know. Well, but the message is quite clear. We, the human mankind, we are a species that will die out. This is the will of the Jesuit order. So you can say that this Agent Smith represent the Jesuit order. It is quite coming out of his mouth what they think about us. Well, but it is amazing. The same message in the Matrix, like in this Denver airport ceiling. Well, in this last terminal C, you find signs of a civilization that is gone. You see here modern buildings that are covered by plants. This is a symbol of lost civilization or a died out species named human beings or mankind. Well, this is quite clear. Well, look at these pictures, and you may understand that they mean it quite serious. Another interesting thing here is this broken railways. Well, this is just maybe after an earthquake or a nuclear war, whatever, what you can imagine. But interesting is here in the background. You see here this blue walls. This is what I explained in other videos. This is the scalar wave interferometers. They built up with HARP antennas placed worldwide, and if you cross two different scalar waves, different frequency, different speed, different energy, you build up a wall that goes up to the ionosphere. Well, that patent had Nikola Tesla already more than 100 years ago. I think it was 1908 or something like that. Well, you build up a wall, and this can be used as a cloud blocker, so that the cloud can't move. So you can dry out earnings, so entire crops are lost. Like in the Matrix film, this is also what Agent Smith says. Entire crops were lost, but not because we are too stupid. It is just that they manipulate the weather. It is a weather weapon, like Deborah Tavares says in her videos. They can block clouds, so there will be no rain anymore to dry out the landscapes, the earnings, and they can also move cold airs, hot airs, to burn down West Australia or Northern California, whatever they like. Well, it is interesting that they show it here, but nobody understands what it is. Well, I explained it in other videos. The name of the video was Weather Manipulation made by Scalar Waves. Well, I made it a few weeks ago. You may see it if you like. Well, there are also statues or signs that are kind of normal from airport. Like here, Charles Lindbergh. He was the man who made the first transatlantic fly with his airplane here. Well, I think it was from New York to Paris. The year was 1927. Well, this is quite alright. He was a pioneer at his time, and but there are also other signs that are quite strange. For example, this screens here. When in the first time the airport was not totally finished, they had these screens, private. I think you call them privacy screens. Well, just that the people don't look inside a construction. Well, it was in a hall, was nothing special, serious or secret. So that was just maybe because of the dust or whatever. So you see this lizard here. You know, one conspiracy theory is that we are reigned by reptilians, and they pick it up, this theory, just to mock us. They swear to the front when they realize that people have strange feeling, or the people realize that something is not alright here. They pick something up, and then they make a joke of it. It is a tactic. Then they say, well, this is a conspiracy theory. And then the people says, well, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, so better laugh about it, and then it's alright, then you are not crazy man, crazy woman. This is a tactic they use when people realize something is not alright here. Well, another one is this. This is this horse standing at the entrance of this airport, Denver Airport. The nickname is Lucifer. I will go more into detail later. Another one is about Area 52. You know, there were really flying disc. It was a German engineer who built this in the time of the Second World War. I think I don't know his name. He constructed it in Prague, and they were able to fly, and they started also in this area 52, but then they decided, they make no sense because it's just a helicopter with in a disc. So you can have any helicopter. You don't need this disc, but it the people then they realized that the people are crazy for this alien ships, and then they made a show of it just to deceive the people, make them believe that we are occupied by aliens and they are under us, and well, it's all shit. Another strange is here. This is how they mocking the victims of electronic harassment or scalar wave victims like me. And then sometimes they're making also films, people running or walking with a aluminium head, and so they're mocking also the victims of electronic harassment. Another one is this gargoyle. They say it is a gargoyle, but it is more than a gargoyle. I show you gargoyles. They spitting water from the roof of a cathedral or church, well, a big church. This is Notre Dame in Paris, in France. And I know also a lot of gargoyles in Germany. There, you know, the Munster of Ulm or the Dome of Cologne. You find these gargoyles on these old churches from the Middle Age. Some of them looking like a dragon, some of them looking like a bird, maybe like this. Other one looking like a dog, and but this here is more than just a gargoyle. He can also move and speak. I will show you a film of this gargoyle. There's somebody made a film of it in your language. But I tell you what it is. It is Lucifer. He said about the lost paradise. Well, there's a place in the Bible. I actually don't know where to find, but it is in the Bible, in the Old Testament. And it says that there was a war in heaven, and because the Lucifer didn't accept the laws of God, he was in a permanent rebellion against God. The angels throw him out, the angels of God, from heaven, and now he's disappointed. And he wants revenge, and he decided, if God throw me out from heaven, I will torture his creation, us, the mankind. I will destroy them, I will torture them, I will burn them, I will make wars between them, all this. Well, it's a quite interesting story. This is exactly what we are now in. We are in a war in this moment. This destructive force, some call it Satan, other one devil. Well, in this moment he throws bioweapons upon us with airplanes. Well, Morgellons is the main weapon, and well, I show you the film now.
For 24 years, Denver International Airport has welcomed and bid farewell to passengers, and it celebrated the birthday with a unique visitor.
Well, you never seen a talking gargoyle before? Welcome to Illuminati headquarters. I mean, Denver International Airport.
Oh, it's because of the conspiracy.
Oh, it's because of the conspiracy. Look at me, I'm a little know-it-all. Will you get back over here? I got a question about this conspiracy. Hello? Do I know you?
Are you hungry?
Oh, I'm starving. You got anything for me? Those flowers look delicious.
That girl's face is awesome. DIA brought in the 243-year-old talking gargoyle to the terminal. Airport hoped he cleared the air on all the conspiracies at DIA, but turns out he was sharing more than planned. DIA posted the video saying, along with giving travelers his 2 cents, he surprised them with smiles and plenty of laughs.
Yeah, they think it is funny to mock us with such an artificial creature after they killed us in many wars. Now they kill us with bioweapons and then they're mocking us with this. Of course, this is not a living creature. Somebody is sitting in a cabin in this hall somewhere. You don't see him, and well, I guess there are cameras and watching who's approaching this thing, this robot or whatever it is. Well, and then making some jokes or annoying the passengers. Well, but it is Lucifer. If you talk about Lucifer, what is about this blue horse with the nickname Lucifer? It sounds also like Lucifer, but it is not the case. It is one of the 4 horses from the Apocalypse, chapter 6, Revelation of St. John. In the end of the Bible, you find this 4 horses. Here's a picture of Alberto Rivera's chick comic, 4 Horsemen. Well, Alberto Rivera was a Jesuit priest, and he has a lot of inside knowledge. He had access to this libraries under the Vatican, and well, he's dead already. Sorry. He, I think, well, they murdered him because he broke the oath. As a Jesuit priest, he had to swear an oath, and he broke it, and well, for that he was killed. His friends say so, and I believe them. Well, the 4 horses represents, they have a meaning. Here in this pictures, it is the white horse is the color of the Pope, the white Pope. Well, but in the Bible it is representing the righteousness of Jesus Christ. Then comes the red horse, then the black horse, and well, the last horse is the pale horse, and it represents death, destruction. The man sitting on the pale horse is the death. Well, if you go to this color circle here, you know every color has an anti-color, and if you find this color of this Lucifer horse, it is a dark blue, marine blue, and the opposite color or the anti-color is yellow. And as Alberto Rivera said, here you see the flag of the Vatican, and he said that the white color in this flag is of course representing the Pope, and the yellow is the pale horse. So between these 2 colors there's of course the black horse and the red horse, but this 2 colors is, if you want, the beginning and the end, as the Vatican see it. The 2 keys is the symbol of the spiritual power and the temporal power. Well, and well, that means that this blue horse is coded. It is the anticolor is yellow or pale, and it means this horse represents the death. It is just coded in the anticolor. Another interesting monument in this Denver airport is this statue here. It is a memorial for this Apollo 13 mission. Well, it was just 2 days ago that they had an anniversary, the 50 anniversary of this mission. Apollo 13 was the seventh crewed mission in the Apollo space program, and the third meant to land on the moon. The craft was launched from Kennedy Space Center on April 11, 1970, but the lunar landing was aborted after an oxygen tank in the service module failed 2 days into the mission. The crew instead looped around the moon and returned safely to Earth on April 17. The mission was commanded by Jim Lovell with Jack Swigert, this is the man here in the statue, as Commandant Module, pilot, and Fred Hayes as Lunar Module pilot. Well, many people say there was never a moon landing. I think they are right. There are so many proofs that this pictures from the moon landing, Louis Armstrong, so there were more than one shadow. Well, the sun can only produce one shadow, but there were several shadows from several spots, so that you can see that picture was taken in a studio. And well, I can't go into the detail, but this was the official version. And interesting is what this mission is standing for, the symbol. Well, I give a try here what it means. You see this 3 horses here. It remains of the apocalyptic horses, or maybe the 3 angels' message also from the Revelation. So that means 3 warnings, and if the 3rd warning is not beheard, then there comes 4th horse, and so that represents death and destruction. Well, this golden horse is here. Maybe it can also be yellow, so that means 3 pale horses, 3 times death. I don't know. Here's another, the same picture. The horses here in brown. This is the picture. The model. It was taken from this origin picture here. There's 1 white horse and 3 black horses. Well, but here are 4 horses. That means it is quite according to this apocalyptic horses. 4 horses means the apocalypse begins. Well, and here in this picture they have colors. I see the red horse, maybe the black horse, and the pale horse. Well, the white horse is missing somehow. Here is interesting. Maybe there's a line you can draw to this 13. Well, here is a picture of Legion 13. It was founded by Julius Caesar when he opposed the Roman Senate. The Roman Senate majority was against him, and he decided to start a civil war in Rome, and it was 49 before Christ that he crossed the river. Here is Julius Caesar with his Legion 13, and the name of the river was Rubicon, and well, this was the beginning of the civil war in the Roman Republic, and it was 5 years, and he succeeded. In the end, he transformed the Roman Republic into a dictatorship, the same what they did in your country. The purpose of the American Civil War was transforming the independent states under, yes, to build up the American empire like Rome did, Caesar did. That was a plan of the Jesuit order, and after the American Civil War, they assassinated Abraham Lincoln, and well, you can maybe draw a line that they try to start a new civil war in your country. I heard there are some problems now that there are groups, ethnic groups that they're fighting against each other, Mexicans against Arabs, and also the black against the whites. Well, maybe Mexicans, Arabs, blacks, all against the white people in USA. Well, it is a scenario. It's quite probably well, maybe this 13 represents the Legion 13 that starts a civil war in the Roman Republic 49 before Christ was born. And here's another picture. There are still young men that honor this event Julius Caesar did. They are still making marches. They they adore this imperial power of the Roman Empire, and yeah, maybe they want to have it back. I don't know. Well, this Legion 13 was quite important, and maybe there's a line to this Apollo 13 mission. Well, I come now to the last part of my video about Denver Airport. The last part is about this 4 murals of Leo Tanguma. Well, Leo Tanguma, he is the son of Mexican worker immigrants. He raised up in Texas, in the countryside. Well, but you don't find much about him in the internet. Here you see this 4 pictures. On the right side there are 2 pictures with a problem. On the left side here comes the solution. Well, it's a little bit like Hegel's dialectic, thesis, antithesis, and then, well, in the middle there's a solution. But okay, going into this first picture about this terrorist. Well, yeah, he looks very dangerous and scary with his mask here. Well, it is quite amazing. This picture was made in '94, many years before the Syrian war started in the Middle East. Here you see the refugees on the left side leaving their land, going direction west to Turkey or to Germany. We had a massive wandering in 2015 well, there came 1.5 million people here, and they didn't check them. There were no controls on the border. People were afraid. Well, it could be that there are ISIS terrorists under them. That was a time when the ISIS were on a drawback, so they were going to lose the war, and so many ISIS fighters went under the refugees. Well, I think it is the case. Other people in the internet say also they have already secret weapon stores here all over the country. Well, I think it could be, because it would not be the first time that the Vatican tries to use this fanatical Muslims. I don't say that every Muslim is a fanatic, but this ISIS fighters they are. So that would not be the first time that they use them to destroy Christianity. Well, they did it already about 600 after Christ. They went to this Arabic tribes, gave them weapons, money, I mean the Vatican did, and then in order to destroy the Christians in North Africa and Jerusalem, it would be no surprise. But the thing is, many people have forgotten this. They don't know it. You can read it in this sixth chick comic of Alberto Rivera called The Prophet. There's everything explained. Alberto Rivera knew it quite well because he was a Jesuit priest and he had access to this libraries under the Vatican. So he knows quite well that the Islam was the invention of the Vatican. And lucky you, in the USA you have a right to own weapons. We in Germany not. When they start to build up their dream, their caliphate, they're dreaming of, yeah, you can see this young Muslims here in Frankfurt, in my town, making the victory sign with their fingers. They're greeting with a "we" victory, that means we will win. They're quite convinced that they will win, but they're too dumb to realize that they're just used as an instrument, and well, even if they win, the Chinese will kill them afterwards. Well, I don't know. I don't hope that this happens all. Well, okay, but it is a quite serious threat for us, and well, I think this is the meaning of this picture here. Interesting thing is on the top you see this head. There's an eagle hangs down his head. That means maybe that the old order is disappearing. You know, the eagle is a symbol of the Roman power. Was always. We have it also here in Germany in our passport. The eagle looks like a pentagram. Pentagram, the symbol of the Baphomet, Satan. So that eagle here hangs down his head. So that could be that the old order is transforming into a new order. It is normally the head is on the top, but not here in this picture here. Well, many nations have this eagle in their flag, in their banners. Here, this letter, it is said that it is a letter from a child, was killed in Auschwitz, so could be, well, I don't want to read this here. You can read it by your own if you like. On the right side of the picture you see two broken towers. That is quite a symbol for this broken World Trade Center in New York 2001. The next picture is a solution of the first picture. Here you see the title War, Violence, Hate. You see all these conflicts going on in the world. Well, for example, here you see on the left side the North Iran conflict, a Protestant boy and a Catholic girl taking these swords, the weapons, and bringing these weapons to the middle. Well, on the right side, the American boy and the Russian girl do the same. Interesting here, on the top, on the left side, you see this Balkan conflict. You see Austrian girl already converted to Islam. Well, why is she Austrian? Well, it's a Balkan conflict. Habsburg controlled the Balkan for centuries. Then the Ottoman Empire went in. This is the boy to her left, the Turkish boy or the Ottoman boy. On the right side there's a Serbian boy, where Serbia was occupied by the Ottoman Empire, and the line was, the border was Croatia, so Croatia was held by Habsburg. This is the girl on the bottom, this with the Croatian flag. Interesting is the boy in the middle. It's a German boy. You can easily find out that this is a Bavarian dress, and well, he's blonde, typical German attribute. Well, he has a hammer, and he has an amboss. It can be that it is the symbol of the Soviet Union, a hammer and a cycle. I don't know what the word is for this. Cutting grass and yeah, it can be this symbol of the Soviet Union, the communist symbol. It can also be the New World Order. You see here this statue in front of the UNO headquarters in New York. It is Isaiah chapter 2. There's written verse 4, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares. Well, it is from the Bible, Old Testament, Isaiah, but it can also mean creating the New World Order. Well, and this German boy here, that means that Germany will play an important role building of the New World Order. It is a German boy. It's a Bavarian dress view, or according to the fact that Bavaria is the headquarters of the Jesuit order in Germany. It is not Berlin that rules, it is Munich. On the bottom of this picture you see this dead terrorist, so that is a symbol that the old order is over and a new order begins now. All the old wars are not, well, they don't have the meaning anymore that they had. Well, it's true. Now we have a war of bioweapons, Morgellons. All these old wars are only deception, that the people don't realize what the new war is now. Look at the teenage bride to the left of the boy, where you find many mixed-race teenage couples in these pictures. In the other pictures there will be more. Well, it is their dream that the people don't learn so much, don't go to school so long, get early children, stay dumb, and well, in her back her teenage husband, another race, another culture, Yeah, they want to destroy all cultures and weeding out the white race, the only race that opposed the Pope with the Reformation, and this is why they bring all these strange cultures and races here into Europe, into America. They want to breed us out. I come to the last two pictures now. I make it a little bit quicker than the other two. I know it's a long video. This is about the archaeologically problem we have, and well, there are different outdying species, animals. In the middle there's a leopard in the glass vitrine. This is the last species. It is already in a vitrine for a museum. Also other mammals, we are kind of mammal, can die out, but not because of this environmental problems, no, because of these Morgellons. They have it also. Maybe they die not so quick because they don't eat sugar or white flour. Well, but they are infected also, and they have no chances to fight this because they can't do it. The Morgellons, where they are also in this animal bodies of mammals. Every creature that have a stable temperature, also bees. Also bees can die of it. So this time, well, I would say this is the greatest attack we ever had in the history of the Earth. Well, they're also infected by this Morgellons, and they are also dying from it. But it is not seen because people think maybe they're dying in a normal way, but this is not said here in this picture. They all this is deceptive. Well, we think that well, it is all because of this broken environment, but it's not. But on the bottom of this mural, you find there's cultures. In the middle, there's the Indian culture. On the left, there's African culture, and the right coffin with the girl is European culture. Next to this desk girl, there's a boy with a squirt in a hand, tears in his eyes. Can maybe the meaning is maybe a goodbye white race. Well, because they hate us, they hate our race. Well, I said already, the Europeans were the only one that opposed the Pope with the Reformation. There were no other race. So this is the reason why they hate us. And well, it is so cruel when I see this death girl or this all these dying children. It motivates me even more to fight because they have no heart, not at all. Here you see in the back this burning trees, a fire of jungle or forest. Remember, last year we had this fires in Brazil, and it turned out that they were all late. They were all single spots in the Amazon jungle, and well, this pictures somehow the prophecy of it 25 years before it happened. This next picture here is the solution. Well, it is somehow a solution, but it's their solution, of course. You see on the left side this mixed raced teenager couples again, Scottish boy with a Indian girl and Bavarian boy again with a African girl and so on. well, this is a dream that the white race will be disappear from this planet, that there will be no more reformation, not a second reformation anymore, because they think that this is a solution for this problem, reformation, to mix us up with other races, and there are no cultures anymore when everybody is mixed with everybody, so there will be no difference more between cultures. There will only one single family in the world, controlled by the Vatican. Also interesting here the apes. The bottom of this picture. Look at the left ape. I was looking this ape and I was thinking, well, I know this face, and then it turned out, well, could it be? For me, it is a little bit clear that it's Karl Marx, and well, Karl Marx was also under control of the Jesuit order. Many things he wrote were dictated by the Jesuit order. This utopia, this utopia of a world communist society is an idea of the Vatican. It was not the idea of Karl Marx. There were also other who had this idea, but well, they used it somehow to make the new world order, to bring it into a shape somehow with this communistic ideology, and these apes could be Marx and Engels. Well, the left ape reminds me really of Karl Marx, and I think this is enough. You can also find these pictures by your own and see it maybe better. The quality is not so good. Well, that's it for this video.